Hi. Hey, Bruce. Just the guy I want to talk to.
Good.
Hi everyone. Oh my goodness, has this been a busy season, and we're winding down the 2018 season, and I'm here to tell you about the beginning of the 2019 season at Desert View Performing Arts. January 16, Robert Shaw and the Lonely Street Band are coming to our stage with a brand new tribute to the legacy of Johnny Cash called I've Been Everywhere. Robert is bringing the hits, history, and humor of the touring show that changed American music forever.
You'll know it's me when I come through your tail. Gonna ride around in style, gonna drive everybody wild. I'll have the only one there is around.
January 19. Hey, we're trying new things this year, and the first one we're doing is a musical comedy called Assisted Living, brought to us by Tad Management. This is a musical comedy about a couple entering heaven because they suspect their son pulled the plug to get his hands on Dad's Corvette. Tickets for this show are just $25, and it's selling fast, so come on out and get those tickets.
Assisted Living the Musical is a vaudeville-type show about Pelican Roost.
Pelican Roost is an active,
Very active.
retirement community.
The characters
There are 18 of us, played by 2 actors.
are enjoying every minute of their lives there.
And it's no wonder there are no alarm clocks, the drugs are federally subsidized.
And there's no pregnancy.
January 23rd, Randy Linder has been on our stage before, and the audience just loved his tribute to the John Fogerty of Creedence Clearwater Revival. He has performed from Seattle to New York, Las Vegas, and further south. Randy and his band have entertained with hits like Born on the Bayou, Proud Mary, Down on the Corner, and many more. Come on out. You are going to enjoy this show. Winding out January is January 26th. Chris Dodge is bringing Catherine Burns, who is an international star, performing the music of Carole King. The entire Tapestry album live. That's right. She's going to sing the entire Tapestry album live on our stage. The album of Carole King. Rolling Stones calls this album one of the greatest albums of all time.
So easy living here with you. You were light and breezy, and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. And it's too late, baby, now it's too...
I'm Darby with Do You Saddlebrooke, and this afternoon I thought, we're going into the holiday season, and there's so much going on. Families come visit, children come visit, and we have 3 libraries in Saddlebrook, and I just thought today would be a great day for you to meet Janet Fabio, director of our Saddlebrook Libraries. Thank you for joining us today, Janet. It's great to have you. Was your background in libraries before you retired?
Yes, it was. I have a master's degree in library science, and I worked in libraries in Minnesota and the Twin Cities for over 30 years.
Isn't that great to be able to do something that you did before you retired? That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm so glad to hear that. That's wonderful. Could you tell our viewers about the library facilities in Saddlebrook?
We have 3 libraries here in Saddlebrook, and I'm standing in the largest one at Desert View. We also have a library at the clubhouse in Saddlebrook 1, and the small library at Mountain View Clubhouse, the Choya Library.
And I visit the one at the Mountain View Clubhouse quite often. I love just kind of going in there and seeing what's available. I want to talk about the volunteers. I don't know that our viewers know how many volunteers you have that help you here.
We have 85 volunteers that staff our libraries, and everyone who works in the library is a volunteer.
Monday through Saturday?
We're open Monday through Friday. The hours are 9 to 4, and Saturday is 9 to 12. And the Choya Library is not staffed regular hours.
Okay. Tell us about the books. What categories do you have? Are the same books in each of the libraries? What makes each one of these different?
Well, actually, each library is a little different. Here at Desert View, we have some very special collections. We have the children's collection behind us here. We have the video collection. It's the only library that has that. We have over 2,000 videos. We have a Southwest collection, which I actually started when this library opened, and I'm really pleased to be able to offer that to the community. It has books about the Southwest, gardening, hiking, history, anything you'd want to know, which is really helpful for new residents especially. And then each library has new fiction, new nonfiction. We have large print books. We have paperbacks. We have audiobooks. The Saddlebrook One Library also has a couple of unique collections, and that includes the Pulitzer Prize winning collection and a collection of local authors for Saddlebrook and other local authors. We keep all of those books there. The Choya Library is unique in that most of the books are donated because the library is not staffed regular hours, so it's open to residents at all times. But they also have some large print and some paperbacks there as well.
Good. And the paperbacks are the ones that anyone can just come in and take off the shelf, and then you hope that they'll bring them back.
Exactly.
Is there any figures you could impress our viewers with? How many books and how many homeowners use our facilities?
Well, I think we do have some impressive numbers. Annually, we loan out almost 70,000 books on average each year, which I think is really impressive. Not just books, but items. And we have about 2,500 households that are registered to use the libraries right now.
I noticed that you do have sales as a couple of times a year. You've got some out in the hall today. So is that a big thing? You do clean up, and how long do the books stay on the shelves before you do?
Well, as far as how long they stay on the shelves, it really depends on usage. We look at that very carefully, and if things are not going out, we remove them from the shelves. We actually don't run book sales on a schedule anymore. This library at Desert View and the one at Saddlebrook 1 have book sale carts that they keep outside the library all the time. So we always have books available for sale.
The monies that you get from these books, does it go back into our libraries or to purchase? What do you do with all of that?
All of the funds from the book sales are used for books or materials, supplies, whatever we need for the libraries. Actually, the funding to purchase new materials for our libraries all comes from the Friends of Saddlebrook Libraries, which is a separate fundraising organization here in Saddlebrook.
I noticed that you did put aside some Southwest holiday books, children's books. I talk about that because I know when families come, this would be a great time for them to come over, check out some books for their grandchildren, check out DVDs. I'd like for you to talk about that a minute and see what we have for children.
Okay. Actually, this summer, the Friends of Saddlebrook Libraries gave us a special grant to upgrade the children's collection, and we purchased over 40 books about the Southwest. So when the grandchildren come to visit, they can learn more about the animals and plants and everything about the Southwest. So we're really pleased to be able to offer those this year. We don't have a lot of children's holiday books, but we have a lot of other things available. We do have some videos for the children. We also have over 2,000 videos for residents to borrow. There's no fee at all. You just simply need to be a registered library user, and anyone who lives in Saddlebrook can sign up to use the library at no charge.
Do you guys ever offer anything for at certain times of the year, like the Christmas season, Easter season, spring breaks, that would entice families to bring their kids over here?
We don't run any programs. We do try to identify books. For example, we have a display of books about Christmas, novels primarily set at the Christmas season. So we try to communicate that mostly through our Book Nook articles and identifying special events through the year. For example, the 100-year anniversary of the World War I armistice. And just as a little surprise or heads up for what's coming up, in February of 2019 is the 100-year anniversary of the founding of the Grand Canyon National Park. And we have received a special grant to purchase more books about the Grand Canyon. So you can watch for that coming up.
And you guys also do lunches and have authors speak.
Okay, that's not the libraries, and a lot of people are very confused about that.
That's good to know.
That is the Friends of Saddlebrooke Libraries, and they're a 501c3 organization. They're a separate organization, and one of their primary purposes is to raise money to support the libraries, and they do that through the author lunches and other events.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking today that you were
that's
part
not
of
us.
that, and that is not you.
No.
Okay,
We do
thank you.
benefit from that.
Thank you so much. Janet, I do want to thank you very much for taking the time, because I wanted to introduce our libraries to our viewers, and so thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for thinking of the libraries.
And
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and all of your family here at the libraries. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
Bruce, will you please tell the audience just a little bit about yourself?
Well, we moved here from the San Francisco Bay Area 13 years ago, and I've been on the patrol for 12 years, 6 years as a sergeant, and the last 3 years as a patrol captain.
Now, were you in law enforcement before you got here?
No, I wasn't. Worked shore patrol in the Navy, but other than that, I've been involved in making electric power.
Well, I think that gives you some experience to deal with all of us homeowners. That's pretty good. During the holiday season, we always have to think of safety because there might be a lot of young people here. Can you give us some tips on rules and stuff to follow for walking your dog?
Well, I would suggest, for one thing, if the grandkids are here, make sure you check the hours of operation at the pools for the children, because they have specific hours and we don't want to have to ask anybody to leave. And as far as walking dogs, they should be on a leash, and that's a requirement from the county and the state as well. And if the dog's free to roam, they might take off after a coyote or a javelina and end up getting hurt. So it's really for the dog's safety.
What about which side of the street? Because I'm a walker, and I know I walk facing the traffic.
Well, Arizona law requires you to walk facing the traffic or to walk on a sidewalk if one's available.
When our grandkids came to visit us when they were young, there was always a standing joke. Grandpa and Grandma have a Saddlebrook wave, and I'm sure a lot of you do that, where you see somebody and we automatically wave. Well, what we did, though, is we did that because that lets them know that we see them and they see us. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We always wave to walkers and people to make sure that they're aware of what's going on. And you can tell if they know what's happening in their surroundings. If they wave back, that means they're looking around. And that's a good thing to do when you're out for a walk.
It certainly is. We're standing in front of the safety corridor. Can you please explain to the audience what this is and what is involved with these speed zones that we have?
Well, we set up safety corridors to remind everybody that most of the streets we have here are 25 miles an hour. So it's on Clubhouse, on Desert Bluff, on Catalina Hills, and then on Mountain View we have a safety corridor, and that's 35 miles an hour. So we want everybody to watch out for speeding, look out for your neighbors, be courteous to each other, And if you get caught speeding in a speed zone, you're looking at doubling the fine.
No questions asked.
No
It's just
questions, yeah.
that's it.
That's it.
And these streets are all in HOA 2, correct?
That's right, yeah.
All right. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, beware of these safety corridors and watch your speed because they may catch us.
That's right.
That's right. And Bruce, I'm so glad I ran into you in the parking lot, but I guess there's one more thing that we could say to the viewers, and that is, during the season, if you need anything, you do contact our Saddlebrook Patrol, and
Yeah, you can do that
here you go.
right here.
Here's the dispatch number and the number. Please keep that handy when you have all your family here and grandkids so that you know that there is somebody here that you can contact. And Bruce, I want to thank you, and I want you please to wish everyone on your team a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and our sincere gratitude for everything that you do for our HOA. Thank you.
Thank you, Darby.
I'll see you next time here on Do You Saddlebrook. Merry Christmas to all of you, and if you'll just scroll down and check us out on dvpac.net and sbho2.org. Have a great New Year's. Bye-bye. Okay, we're good.
Back up. Okay.
Is that good?
And how do you want me? You want me to turn to her?
Okay, should we open a window? Fabio, director of our Saddlebrook libraries, and just have ask some questions of her. Stop. Blah blah blah.
It's Fabio.
All right.
That's okay. Okay, never mind.
Blah blah
Blah blah blah.
Gee.
Whoa. And I also know.
Blah, blah, blah. You guys are talking to each other. There's a camera over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forget I did that. Let's